How Mario Kart 8 has handled DLC is truly impressive. Not only do you get all of the courses at a ridiculously cheap price, but you also get so many of them. With both Pack 1 and Pack 2 of the Mario Kart 8 DLCs, you get 16 unique tracks, which is essentially half of the game. It's such a good deal that if you have Mario Kart 8 and haven't gotten the DLC yet, then I'd highly recommend you do so. One of the many new and awesome additions in the DLC is the added courses and characters from other Nintendo franchises besides Mario. In Pack 1, Link was added as a playable character, along with Hyrule Circuit, Mute City, and an Excitebike arena as playable courses. DLC Pack 2 continued on with the trend by adding in both the Villager and Isabelle from Animal Crossing as playable characters, along with an Animal Crossing track and another F-Zero course. To me, the addition of other Nintendo franchises in Mario Kart is very exciting, and personally, I just love it. I think that Mario Kart might be heading in the direction of becoming more of a Nintendo Kart now, which I would immensely enjoy. And that's why, out of my love for many Nintendo franchises and Mario Kart, I'm going to be counting down the top 5 crossover tracks I'd like to see as Mario Kart 8 DLC. These are tracks that would be from other non-Mario franchises and would just be super awesome to see in the Mario Kart world. A couple things before we jump right in. As of this video, Nintendo hasn't announced any more plans for more Mario Kart 8 DLC. Personally, I think we're going to see more, but right now, as I'm making this video, there haven't been any announcements about it. Another thing to keep in mind is that this list is only going to be about the top 5 crossover tracks I'd like to see, and won't include anything about brand new Mario related tracks or retro tracks that they would bring back into the game. I'll be saving my top 5 retro tracks I'd like as DLC for another video. Without further ado, let's go to number 5. Number 5. Dolphin Park from the Wave Race franchise. A quick disclaimer, but I've never actually played Wave Race 64. I've only played the sequel game on GameCube, but I believe that a version of Dolphin Park is found in both of the games. In terms of how memorable and iconic Dolphin Park is, I think it's probably the most iconic course from Wave Race, and I think it deserves a shot to be in Mario Kart. They could easily take one of the track shapes from either game and update it into the modern era with Mario Kart 8's vastly improved graphics. I just love tropical settings in Mario Kart games, and Dolphin Park would definitely bring that feeling into the game. In terms of how the actual track would play, I think that it would have a very similar feel to Dolphin Shoals, which is another dolphin-themed track in Mario Kart 8. I'd imagine that there would be plenty of jumps and ramps all around the track, as the players would speed through shallow water with lots of the signature Mario dolphins all around them. Perhaps they could even somehow include the buoy system that was found in the Wave Race games, with them perhaps giving you a speed boost. I know that this might be a sort of strange and obscure pick for a Mario Kart 8 crossover track, but I think that they could pull it off pretty well. We don't have too many tracks that have a sole focus on the water element, so it would be pretty nice to get more of a variety in water-themed tracks like this. Number 4. Green Hill Zone from the Sonic franchise. I know that Sonic isn't a Nintendo franchise, but I think that there's a possibility we might get a Sonic track in future DLC. Nintendo and Sega's relationship seems to be pretty good lately. Sonic has a Mii racing suit in Mario Kart 8, has appeared in the most recent Smash Bros., and there's been both a Zelda and Yoshi crossover level in Sonic Lost World. With all of this crossover already with Sonic, I think the next logical step would be to include a Sonic track in Mario Kart 8. Sonic has had some truly awesome and memorable levels throughout the years. City Escape, Chemical Plant, and Rooftop Run immediately come to my mind. Those were all fun levels in their respective games and had very awesome themes to them as well. Of course, there's only one stage I think should become a Mario Kart track: Green Hill Zone. It's easily the most iconic Sonic level in history, and its bright and vibrant art style would transfer very well to the world of Mario Kart. Besides the art style, I think that they could also take advantage of many of the Sonic-specific game mechanics. Instead of coins, they could have rings throughout the level. Rather than jumps and ramps, they could have springs that launch the carts high into the air. They could even incorporate the signature Sonic loop-de-loops using anti-gravity. It's small touches and features like these that really make Mario Kart levels come to life, I think that they could make a spectacular Sonic level that stays true and respects the original Sonic world. Number 3. The Garden of Hope from the Pikmin franchise. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I'm a huge Pikmin fan and I think that the franchise doesn't get enough love. It's often overlooked in many instances, and overall, I feel like it's forgotten about and pushed to the side by many of the bigger Nintendo IPs. Well, no more, I say. Viva la Ultima! I propose that we get a Pikmin track in Mario Kart 8 DLC. Initially, this pick was much lower on my list, but after playing the most recent Mario Kart 8 DLC pack and having a blast on Ribbon Road, I realized just how much fun it can be to play as a shrunk-down racer in a racing game. In Ribbon Road, you were confined to just racing in a child's room, but imagine how awesome they could make a Pikmin course where you're racing outside in the wilderness. Imagine going through tall grass and weaving in and out of giant ordinary things like soda cans or forks. It would be such an immersive course if they pulled it off right. It would be so cool to see them do it. The developers would get bonus points if they somehow incorporated Bulborbs as course hazards, or maybe even having Pikmin moving along throughout the course while you're racing on it. It just makes so much sense to me for them to put in a course like this. It would be something brand new and would have a cool small racer gimmick to it that we rarely see in other Mario Kart tracks. I feel like I'm starving because I'm waiting for more Pikmin related things, but a track like this would make me feel much better while I'm waiting for new Pikmin stuff, or maybe even a potential Pikmin 4. Number 2. Lumio City from Pokemon X and Y. I know that everyone out there knows I'm a massive Pokemon fan, but hopefully this pick doesn't come off as too biased, even though it partially is. I don't know why, but it seems like Pokemon has been forgotten about in anything Mario Kart related. Pokemon is one of Nintendo's biggest franchises, and yet it doesn't have a track dedicated to it, and you can't even use Pikachu to get an amiibo costume. There might be some kind of weird rule or something behind the scenes that prohibits anything Pokemon related in Mario Kart, but I think that they should look past whatever is keeping Pokemon out, and put in, at the very least, a track dedicated to it. I've honestly thought long and almost way too hard about what Pokemon track they could put in, and the only one that I felt is really plausible is Lumio City. I'm not the biggest fan of Pokemon 6th generation, or the Kalos region, but I think that Lumio City would make for the perfect racing arena. What really got me to start wanting Lumio City to be in Mario Kart is actually one of the tracks that's already in the game. I'm sure that everyone out there knows about Rainbow Road 64 and how awesome its visuals are. If you've ever fallen off the track, which I do quite a lot, then you'll notice the bright and vibrant city beneath the course. This city is actually based off of Paris, which coincidentally is also what Lumio City is based off of. While I could definitely see them making a course out of this Mario version of Paris, I'd rather have Lumio City in the game instead. While I'm sure that the tracks would play pretty similarly with the racers probably going through streets and underneath their version of the Eiffel Tower, I think that Lumio City would do it way better. Why, you may ask? Well, simply put, just for all of the unique Pokemon interactions and atmosphere they could bring. They could have wild Pokemon running in the streets as obstacles. Maybe a Snorlax would be asleep for 2 laps, then on the 3rd he'll move out of the way, revealing a shortcut. There's so many awesome and interesting things they could do with a Pokemon course like this that I really want to see what EAD would come up with. Plus, it would give them an excuse to have Pikachu in as a playable character, and who doesn't want that? Before we get to my number 1 pick, I want to go over some of my honorable mentions that didn't make this list, along with a couple of my thoughts on them. I really wanted to include a Star Fox track on this list, but I was coming up with issues on how exactly they could make one work. I might just be lacking imagination on this, but with Star Fox mostly taking place in space and aboard spaceships, I think that might make it a little bit hard to design a course around that. I guess the racers could use the glider to hop from ship to ship in space, but I just couldn't see them implementing it very well, or making it a very fun course to play on. Another honorable mention is On It, from Earthbound and Mother 2. I honestly had this down on my list before thinking about it just a little bit more. I know for sure that Mario Kart would nail the atmosphere and the look of the game, but as for the actual track design itself, I think that using On It, which is the most iconic location in the game, would make for a rather stale track. On it is just kind of a small town which wouldn't be that exciting to race in, which is why I left it off the list. I mean, they could add in some cool stage hazards and maybe make the racers go up to the meteor that landed in the hillside, but besides that, I think it would ultimately boil down to being a very beautiful track to look at, but super boring to play on. Alright, here we go. It's time for my number one pick. And my number one pick is anything Metroid, from the Metroid franchise. That's right, I couldn't narrow down a single area from Metroid that I would want to be in Mario Kart. I'm not even going to try and be unbiased with this answer. I really enjoy the Metroid series, and I think that because it's pretty much a dormant franchise right now, that they could at least include a track of some sort in Mario Kart to give all the fans hope that it might come back into action one day. I mean, just look at all of the F-Zero love in Mario Kart. Metroid hasn't been dead as long as F-Zero, but it certainly feels like it has been to me. For areas and locations they could use for a track, I think that they could use a variety of different areas from all across the Metroid series. Metroid might be known for being very lava and rock centric, but there are still places in Metroid that are snow and ice themed, grassy jungle themed, and even some cool spaceship themed levels. Metroid really does have a diverse pool of places that could make for interesting racetracks. Well, I know I just listed a bunch of awesome environments they could use. I think that they would end up going with a very default and, while not necessarily boring, just standard Metroid track, which would naturally revolve around lava and fire in some kind of rock environment, like maybe a cave. Many people unfamiliar with Metroid seem to think of the fire and lava areas when they think of the franchise, so I think that the developers would probably try to put in an area that's well known for those themes, such as either Norfair or the Magmore Caverns. Now, what list would be complete without me mentioning Ridley and an obligatory joke about how large he is? While Ridley is too big to be a playable racer, I think that he could make for a pretty interesting track hazard. Perhaps if the course was based around a lava pit, Ridley could fly out and attack the racers with fireballs, or perhaps throw rocks and obstacles in their way. It's not the most exciting of ideas for what Ridley could do, but it would at least give him some way to interact with the players. All in all, a Metroid track is something that I feel should definitely be done, and that's not just my bias speaking. Whether they go with the standard lava theme or do something more unique, I'm really craving anything Metroid. It's pretty unlikely that we'll get a new Metroid game in the near future, so giving us a kick-butt DLC track while we wait would put Metroid fans in high spirits after the mediocre game we received a couple of years ago. Why? Why would they? Never mind. These have been the top 5 crossover tracks I like to see in Mario Kart 8 DLC. Hopefully at E3 this year they confirm that more DLC is coming for the game, because I think that they're sitting on a potential gold mine. I'd love to see more crossover tracks in the game, and I think that many of the ones I listed would be pretty cool to see. Agree with my list? Maybe you disagree. Perhaps you think that we should get a Game & Watch themed track all in black and white. Feel free to comment with your thoughts and your own tracks you'd like to see below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.